Hey, I'm back, and I'm about to. You already know what's going to happen. You see the thumbnail. Part three to what if Naruto was in high school DxD. So I'm going to continue it like this. Why do I have to wear this? Naruto asked, looking at the tuxedo. Why can't I wear my jumpsuit? We'll be attending a wedding, and Lucifer has invited you, along with the fact that you said yourself that you can't wear your jumpsuit anymore. Naruto growled. It was true. His jumpsuit was too small now, that he suddenly grew ever taller. Okay, but can I wear something more casual? No. I don't think I ever seen Naruto speechless before, Kurama whispered to his siblings. I could hear you, Naruto yelled. Could I get some help at least? I never wore something like this before, and I don't think I can do it with only one arm. Rafea nodded, holding the inner shirt open for Naruto. Naruto moved his bandages, putting his right arm in first, before maneuvering his left arm inward. Rafea began to button the dress shirt up, closing it all the way up to his neck. Naruto didn't like how stuffy it felt, and they had only just begun. Raffaele helped him out with the rest of the tuxedo, leaving the blazer open since Naruto claimed that he was way too sweaty now. Which tie would you like? There's more? We're almost done. After spending this much time with Naruto, Raffaele was sure that she had his personality like on lock. Naruto was a childish, reacting immaturely. However, when needed, Naruto seemed to be too wise for his age, seeming almost like an old man whenever war is mentioned. It seemed like the most powerful beings were all also the most quirky. Raffaele opened the cabinet, revealing a multitude of ties. Naruto sighed, eyeing over the others until his eyes zeroed in on one hidden one near the back. That one, Naruto said, grabbing it. Raffaele sighed. The tie was a bright orange, seemingly completely unprofessional. Naruto seemed invested though, so she relentlessly tied it for him since he had no idea what how to do it. Stepping away, Grafea had to admit he was looking good in orange. He didn't look very professional, but he made it work. Are we done yet? Yes. Grafea showed him towards a mirror. Here, So he looked at his reflection, noting how strange he looks with his Renegon compared to his blue eye. He did look nice though, much better than what he usually be dressing up in. Too bad his sleeve just flopped at his side. Okay, I'll admit that this isn't the worst, Naruto said, walking towards the door. Rafea smiled inward. Naruto walked into the party, gathering attention from many of the devils present. Someone they haven't seen before was being escorted by the strongest queen. And the boy seemed perfectly human too, along with the fact that he was crippled. Naruto, he felt a little nervous. Yeah, when he was younger, he wanted the attention, but that was when, that was so that he wouldn't feel so alone. Now, he felt self-conscious more than proud, especially since he haven't done anything to deserve the attention. He quickly spotted Lucifer's bright crimson hair, along with his dad, who were talking to a black-haired person. Naruto and Grafea approached Lucifer. Ah, let me introduce you to Naruto Uzumaki, Lucifer said as they approached. He is the boy who appeared during the rating game. I heard that you could travel through dimensions. Do you have any magical girls in your dimension? The girl said, getting way too close to his face. No, we didn't. Ah, boo-hoo, she said, backing away. Lucifer said that you were pretty strong, but if you lost your arm, I don't know if that's true. Hey, Naruto was beginning to feel irritated. I'm not weak. Chill out, Naruto. We both know you're the strongest person here, so there's no need to get all defensive, Kurama said. She's so eccentric, the Three Tails remarked. I can vouch for Naruto's strength, Rafea stated. Oh, so you think he is strong? Seraphol said, turning to Lucifer. Maybe to you. Rafea glared at Seraphol, and Naruto felt like the air was getting much colder than before. He began to back away, locking eyes with Lucifer as Lucifer did the same. Isn't that the guy? You mean the guy who broke into the rating game? Azia asked. Yeah, that's him. Remember? He had no arm, and he had that purple eye, Kiba said. He looks tense, like he's prepared for a fight to break out. He's staying very close to Lucifer. He looks so scared. I wonder how he'll look underneath my foot, Akano said, sensually, her eyes glittering. Is he is chakra? He has chakra. Chakra? Azia asked. It's a type of energy that every living thing has, including humans, Akano said. Only, usually only in a minuscule amounts, but his is very dense. Usually that only happens in Yorikai. He might be trained in the use of senjutsu. Konako flinched. That makes him dangerous, Akano explained. It smells like many different things. It's hard to tell. Whatever. He doesn't really matter right now. Silence be settled over the group. Today wasn't a great day. Time skip. Naruto looked towards the entrance just as a massive pillar of flames appeared. Chatter quieted, and a man stepped out of the pillar. Naruto could already tell just by how he held himself that the man thought himself to be superior to everybody else. The cocky aura just screamed, I'm better than you. Ugh, I'm always surrounded by arrogant assholes. True. I'd like to welcome you to my wedding, he said, stepping forward. Not only is this my wedding, but also the unison of two powerful families. Let me present to you my bride, my queen, Rias Gremory. Isn't that Lucifer's sister? Naruto thought, looking towards the girl. He had to say that she was beautiful. Her crimson hair hung low, framing her round face. She looked really cute, which was something Naruto was weak to. However, her face didn't reflect how happy this day was supposed to be. She looked so sad, so defeated, and she walked forward in silence. There were no smiles, no bright eyes. Naruto was beginning to feel like this wedding wasn't right. And a scream was heard, and the door behind them was slammed open by a brown-haired boy. Every devil present looked towards the offender. I am Issa Hyoda, and I'm here to save Rias Gremory. Save? Naruto thought. This is a wedding. Rias' virginity is mine. And of course, I'm also surrounded by perverts. True. What's going on here? Who is he? There were shouts of confusion from all around the room. It seemed to be panicking. Riser seemed like he swallowed a lemon, but Naruto could tell his rage was growing. Relax, Lucifer raised his hands. I organized this. He stepped forward, moving in between Issei and Riser. What do you mean, Lucifer? Riser asked, eyebrow twitching. Rias doesn't have to marry you, Riser, Issei shouted, pointing his hand towards the duo. Let her go. I've won the rating game, and I won Rias. Those were the conditions. Naruto's eyes widened as he processed the information. Just as quickly, his eyes hardened as he began to walk forward. Naruto, this is their dimension's business. Don't get involved. It's not. I'm sorry, what did you say? Naruto shouted, stepping forward, glaring at Riser. You won her? Shit. Who? You're that thing. You're not even from this dimension, Riser yelled. Answer the damn question, Naruto yelled. You won her? Did you even give her a choice? Why does it matter? Do you want to marry him? Naruto said softly. Even though his voice was echoing throughout the entire room. No, you could hear the desperation in his voice. Naruto looked back at Riser, pure rage in his eyes. How dare you? The marriage was signed by Lucifer. You know nothing of underworld politics. Riser, no, I'm gonna say, yeah, Lucifer Gold. Did you know that your sister didn't want this? Well, when I signed it, she wasn't even born yet. Did you know? Yes, I had to. The pure-blooded devils are dying now. We need to preserve our race. Lucifer flinched at the glare that Naruto sent him. So, this is all some kind of shitty world, huh? Naruto grit his teeth. Can the marriage be overturned? He whispered. Not technically, but if you work with me, we can do this. Lucifer whispered back. At least you're doing the right thing now. Naruto sighed. I'll do it. Hey, wait. Naruto turned as Issei ran up to him. Excuse me. I remember you, but this is supposed to be my moment. What do you mean? I came here to fight for her. I was going to beat him until he gave her back. If I remember correctly, in the rating game, a devil's Pirataraj fights other devil's Pirataraj. You're a part of hers, right? Issei nodded. Didn't you lose to him then? Well, yeah, but I'm stronger now. Naruto wanted to let this kid do it. He seemed like he was fighting for a good cause, even though he was a pervert. But he had to say that he worked with Lucifer, and he couldn't just stop now. Even if I sacrifice my arm for this. Hold up. No, I'm back. I had to do something real quick. But he couldn't stop just now. I even sacrificed my arm for this. That made Naruto freeze. For a quick power up, Naruto shook his head. Kid, let me tell you this. Don't ever take shortcuts for power. It's not worth it. It's not worth losing a piece of yourself. Naruto looked to his side. Trust me, I know. Issei wasn't really sure what to say. This guy had just taken his spotlight. Sure, but Issei felt like he was missing something. He was having a hard time processing what the guy meant, though. Who are you anyway? Riser yelled. I am Naruto Uzumaki, the sage of the sixth paths. I am the dimensional traveler, and I will overturn this marriage. Hold up. Alright, I'm back. I had to do something real quick. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. And I am Naruto Uzumaki, the sage of the sixth paths. I am a dimensional traveler, and I will overturn this marriage. He released a bit of his chakra as he yelled, letting everyone around him know that he was serious. Ria stared at Naruto. She knew that she'd seen him before, but they never really interacted. He didn't even know her, so why was he doing this? It didn't make any sense. Since Naruto here seems so determined, I propose that we have a little entertainment. Lucifer began. What what are you saying, Lucifer? I'm saying that the rating game was unfair. You won, but your entire entourage was defeated by my sister, who was severely disadvantaged. She had fewer numbers and less experience, but she still managed to defeat all of your entourage, by a few members. It was an underwhelming performance on your part as well, Riser. Lucifer sighed. I'm giving you a chance at redemption. I propose a fight between you and Naruto here. I'll do it, Naruto said without hesitation. I don't care what the rules are. Eager, aren't we? Well, what do you want if you win? Lucifer asked. Money, glory, women? Naruto grit his teeth. No. I want this marriage to be canceled immediately and forever. Very well. Riser clapped his hands. Riser, what do you think? Issei tapped Naruto on his shoulder. Naruto, Rias is my queen, my responsibility, Issei whispered. Naruto turned to him. I know, but I have to do something. I had too many losses recently, so if maybe you give me this victory, please. Naruto looked into Issei's eyes. Issei stared back, almost feeling bad for asking. It looked like Naruto really needed this. He needed something like this. Naruto stood back. No, Issei stood back, walking towards his peer entourage. What are you doing, Issei? I trust him, was all he said. Well, from what I sense, you're a filthy human and a cripple at that. Riser laughed. Your dimension hopping trick won't help you here. I accept. I'll tear my other arm, and I'll still be able to beat you and your peer entourage, Naruto said, walking forward. I think it's... Oh, really? Girls. 15 beautiful girls appeared in the pillar of flames between Riser and Naruto. Naruto stood firm, even though the girls were glaring at him. Well, I think it's settled. Lucifer stepped back. Rafea, would you be so kind enough to create a battlefield? Already done, Rafea said, smiling. Ready? Yes, Riser said, surrounded by his peer entourage. Rias is mine. Let's go, Naruto grunted. A magical circle appeared beneath them, and they disappeared, being transported to the battlefield. Rafea created a magical circle on a nearby wall, and it became a window to a battlefield where Riser and Naruto, along with the peer entourage, arrived. Alright, are you okay, Rias? Kiba asked as Rias staggered over to them. I think so, Rias murmured. Do you know who he is? Not any more than you do. He's going to save you, Issei said, glaring at Riser through the screen. I could see it in his eyes. Yes, Konako said softly. I could sense his energy. Ria stared at the boy, watching as he stood calmly. She had to admit, he looked good in his strange tuxedo, even though the orange tie matched. I hope I had given up. Here is my last chance at freedom. Damn it, Naruto. A fight to reveal your power to this dimension? We were going to lay low. I know that, but I'm too brash to stay quiet for long. I mean, yeah, but I never thought that you would be the one to say that. Karama trailed off. I have to. I have something to tell these devils, Naruto said, looking towards the screen. He could still see them, even though they were in a different dimension. I am from a dimension of ninjas. We used our chakra to wage constant war, and it all accumulated in a fight against Kaguya, our god, Naruto said, putting quotations around the words. I won. I hold the power of an entire dimension within me. Spare us your stories. When you arrived, you had almost no energy, Riser scoffed. Let me just display why the phoenixes are superior. Naruto turned back. Wait, hold up, real quick. Alright, I'm back. I had to handle something real quick. So Naruto turned back to him, closing his fist. Fine then. Naruto would beat him. Those those are some brazen lies, Akano said, glaring in disgust. How dare he lie about his power when Rias' freedom is on the line? I can't believe him. They're not lies, Greyfist said, scaring Rias' Pietro at her sudden appearance. He truly has the power sealed within him. Damn, Issei muttered. Well then, Lucifer said. Begin. Mira, test him. Riser shouted. Yes, as a blue-haired girl said, rushing towards Naruto, holding her staff. Naruto sank down, ready for her attack. It was sad, really, how slow she was moving. Naruto knew he was much stronger than him, but this seemed pathetic. She swung her staff down towards his face, and Naruto raised his arm to block it. Of course, Naruto used the wrong arm as the staff passed by, hitting him directly in the forehead. I thought he blocked that, Issei said. He tried, Kiba said. He pointed to Naruto. His severed arm is raised. He must have lost it recently, and he hasn't changed his fighting style in accordance yet. Does that mean my chances are ruined? Rias whispered. He had no reaction, Konako said simply. I'm just dumb, Naruto sighed. He had placed chakra on his forehead, so he didn't feel anything. He still felt bad for using the wrong arm. Oh, so he notices. Shut up, Kurama. Naruto stepped forward, grabbing the girl by the arm. She stared at him, confusion on her face. Tensing, he suddenly lifted her up in the air, throwing her back towards her Pietro. She rocketed backwards, landing just meters before her Pietro. Ow! She winced in pain. So he does have some power, Riser thought. As the rest of them joined Mira to beat him. And so, you're hiding behind your Pietro. Can't fight for yourself, huh? Naruto laughed. All bark but no bite. Riser was irritated, but he knew that the boy was just trying to goat him into a fight. He was wearing the boy down with his Pietro, and only if he was needed would if only he knew that he was only using not that much of his power at all. The four girls worked in sync, proving that they have trained together. Too bad they was fighting Naruto though. He weaved between their attacks, not bothering to counterattack. And he even found a chance to hit back. Maroon shouted, confusing his lack of offense for weakness. I guess this is the end. That's what you get for going against Riser. Naruto raised his hand, blocking her attack. He raised his other arm, trying to block the staff again. Damn it, he muttered. Again? Said Akano, sighing. No, he is very good. He wastes no movements. He is trained. He's just not used to being without his arm, Kiba corrected. Alright. I'm getting tired of this. Naruto activated his chakra, forming a massive blue aura. The four girls jumped backwards, feeling his power wash them away. It's bigger than before, Konako said. She couldn't help but release her ears and tail. Rafea nodded. Naruto was powerful. I can't fight in this thing, Naruto yelled as he ripped his tuxedo. He ripped it off, throwing it to the side, revealing his upper body to the devils, along with his bandaged arm. Holy shit, he's ripped, Issei said, Naruto revealing his perfectly toned, chiseled body, causing severe females to shoot blood out their nose. Every muscle was chiseled, designed for their exact purpose, for fighting. Even Riser felt self-conscious staring at Naruto's muscles. This needs to go. Naruto grabbed the bandages, ripped them off as well. His arm was beginning to start bleeding again. Ria shouted, "What is he doing?" However, she was proven wrong when Naruto revealed that his arm was perfectly fine. The wound was closed, covered in skin. It looked like it was always been like that, and as if he never lost it. This is starting to itch, Naruto rubbed his stump. Kurama, I want my arm back. This is the best I can do. The devils watched in disbelief as the orange energy began to ooze from his skin, slowly forming a new aura, a new arm. Naruto flexed his hand, which flinched like fire. There we go. Naruto looked up at the girls, Rinnegan glowing purple. Now then, goodbye. Naruto disappeared from sight, and the air before Mira flickered. Just as Naruto reappeared in front of her, slamming his new fist into her side. She flew sideways, crashing into the ground. She slumped over, disappearing into the light, in a way similar to the rating game. Isn't he faster than you, Kiba? Yes, I couldn't keep track of him, Kiba stated, looking at Naruto, who stood straight, smiling at the other pawns. I never seen someone move so fast. He smells like a kid too. Sorry, girls, but I have a wedding to stop. Naruto tensed his legs, running forwards, tapping the three girls as they passed out. He stopped just after he hit the last one, and watched as their bodies dissolve into light. Feels good to fight again. He flexed his shoulders, causing his muscles to ripple. Issei was pretty sure that he saw people faint with blood flying out of their nose. And so the two cat girls ran towards Naruto, flexing their claws. Cat girls? Man, this world has some weird shit. Naruto dodged backwards, slapping a paw away from his face. Now then, do we really need to fight? You insulted our master. We won't forgive you. Naruto shook his head. Fine. I just got some new powers. Maybe I'll try them here. Naruto pushed chakra into his Rinnegan. Universal pull! The two girls were pulled forwards very quickly, and Naruto stepped backwards, causing the two girls to collide with each other. They clutched their heads in pain. That one was cool. What else can I do? You got the Susanoo. Oh yeah, Naruto activated his Mangekyo Sharingan. I wonder how it works. Naruto poured chakra into his eye, imagining protective aura. As soon as he tried, he was boosted up into the air as a massive constructive orange appeared. Naruto felt like this was similar to combining with Kurama, since he was suspended within it. But it felt more distinctly human to him. Ria gaped at the creature Naruto had created. It stood at least, let's say, 15 stories tall, and it wore what seemed to be a simple cloak with black flames embroidered with it. The cloak extended from his neck, ending just above the ankles. It wielded no weapons, but his hands seemed to be all it needed. It wore some sort of headband, which seemed to be written in kanji. It read 6 paths. I don't think I need this though, Naruto thought. He shut off the chakra flow, turning off his Sharingan, and the Susanoo began to dissipate, dropping Naruto back to the floor. Imagine walking with that Kurama. I don't need armor. I'm strong enough without it. I just thought it would look cool. Naruto murmured, I think it looks great. Thanks, Two Tails. We surrender. Yeah. The two cat girls disappeared. Riser was beginning to feel like this was going to be harder than he thought. The boy wasn't normal. No one should be able to create that. Maybe this whole thing was a mistake. Well, I don't think I need to waste time fighting every single one of them. So Naruto disappeared from sight. Here, Riser was slammed backwards, having taken Naruto's fist to the face. Riser scrapped across the ground, ripping his skin open multiple times. Naruto watched as his wounds burst into flames, repairing him immediately. So, you can regenerate. How dare you attack Riser so underhandedly? Naruto heard a sound of something growling. He jumped back just to see a girl holding some sort of weapon slam down towards where he had been. The weapon seemed pretty sharp, and Naruto wasn't ready, really willing to test it. Come on, just let me win, Naruto yelled, dodging the twin. This is a waste of time. Just then, a burst of smoke appearing, revealing another Naruto, who tackled the first girl, holding her down, along with the original Naruto, to do the same to the other girl. They struggled, but Naruto was much stronger, and with a quick tap to a nerve on their necks, and both girls went unconscious, disappearing into the light. Nice job, said the clone. You're still really good. I know, we're the best. Of course we are. We're Naruto Uzumaki's #1 knuckle-headed ninja. That's not a compliment, is it? Naruto paused. Is that an insult? Oh, damn it. A girl attacked his clone. Fire encased her foot. The clone dodged backwards, surprised. Hey, you actually know martial arts, he remarked. The original decided to hang back and let his clone take care of it for now. Stop talking and fight! She rushed forward with a barrage of punches. Naruto got a sense that he'd been fighting the weakest people in the pt3, and now the strongest fighters are coming out. Wow, you're actually pretty good. The clone circled behind her. Too bad you're too slow. Hey, ow! The girl tensed as she felt the clone grab her ass. Where are your underwear? The clone asked, staring directly at her butt. What are you doing? The original appeared, bopping the clone on the head, who disappeared in the smoke. I'm sorry, my clones know that their lifespan is short, so they do stupid things to get me into trouble. I'm not a pervert, I swear. He waved his hands in front of his face, trying to stop any rumors from spreading. Die, the girl kicked him, aiming for his face, but Naruto grabbed her leg, redirecting the girl towards the ground as he slammed her downwards, and she disappeared into the light. Another girl appeared. Another girl approached him. Naruto turned towards her. I swear I'm not a pervert. That clone of his certainly was. Gutsy, Ria said. While the clone was strange, she couldn't help but feel happy. Naruto had defeated every enemy and didn't even seem to be tired yet. He grabbed her so brazenly, yet he claims not to be a pervert. We'll see about that. Akano licked her lips. Ooh. That clone died a hero's death, Issei shouted. I will forever remember him. I never seen anyone who be able to clone themselves before. I wonder how he does it. Maybe he can teach us, Kiba said. You certainly are powerful, the woman said, wearing a mask, which covered half her face. I can respect it. Thanks. Naruto stepped backwards, holding his hand in front of him. It's nice to finally talk to someone instead of fighting, which is why I'm sorry. What? Naruto's arm suddenly extended, grabbing Isabel by the face. Naruto held her up in the air while chakra began to circulate around his other hand. He slammed a Rasengan into her stomach, and she went unconscious, disappearing as well. And Riser was having to pick himself up off the ground. His pride was severely hurted. The two sword fighters stepped forward. Without a word, they ran in opposite directions, circling around Naruto. They were much faster than the others, but even then, they were slow. One of them suddenly turned towards Naruto, holding her sword at her side. She slashed towards Naruto. Naruto jumped back over the attack. She striking her from above as she passed beneath him. She fell forward, slamming into the ground. Naruto noticed that she seemed to be injured quite easily. She was lacking in durability. Naruto stood over her, watching the other one rushing towards him as well. He raised his arm. Almighty push! The girl beneath him was pushed deeper into the ground, while the other one was pushed backwards. Using her sword to stop herself quickly. So Naruto, he kicked the girl beneath him away as she dissolved, appearing above the other girl. He punched her in the back of the head as she hit the ground, dissolving as well. Naruto looked up towards Riser. There were only 3 girls left, probably the most powerful ones. Naruto concentrated, gathering a small amount of nature energy from nearby. A simple Rasen Shuriken was formed. Wheezing through the air, he raised it above his head. Jumping high in the air, Naruto threw it, and it flew directly towards the group. It exploded on contact, and he heard the screams of pain. And when it dispatched, it revealed Riser, who was already regenerating, and one of the girls. She was also a blonde, seemingly related to Riser. She was also regenerating. Sorry, but I can't let that happen. As soon as Naruto landed, he shot forward, kicking the girl across the room. Naruto waited until he saw a pillar of light appear. Her body dissolved. So, it's just us now, Naruto grinned, turning towards Riser. No one else to hide behind. The Phoenixes are immortal. You can't defeat me. No matter how much damage you do, I will regenerate. Sure, yeah, but I'm sure you wouldn't like to feel all that pain, would you? Naruto grinned. Riser gritted his teeth, raising his hand. Fire began to swirl around the air above his hand, reminding Naruto of the Rasengan. He had to admit, those flames were pretty hot, but Naruto could use lava and had withstood the heat within an active volcano. Here, Riser yelled it, thrusting a ball forward. These are Phoenix flames. Lava style. Rasengan. Naruto jumped towards the fireball, holding his hand before him. Hold up, real quick. Alright, I'm back. I had to take care of something real quick. Anyway, back to what I was saying. What is he doing? Issa yelled, banging on the screen. Don't jump into the attack. We saw how powerful he was. I'm sure he's doing it for a reason, Kiba said. Sure enough, Naruto appeared on the other side, having forged a path through the fire with a strange ball he held in his hand. You know, if that was your most powerful attack, you're really pathetically weak, Naruto said. Issei grinned. Let me show you mine. Naruto closed his eyes, and suddenly a burst of light bursted forth off Naruto. He was wearing an orange cloak with 9 symbols on his back. They flickered like fire, similar to his fake arm. 9 dark orbs fell from the air behind him, and was also holding a strange black staff. Konako couldn't sense his energy anymore, but she could tell that the air was being saturated in senjutsu. Isn't that? Rias asked. It is. He is a sage after all, Lucifer said. But, wow, I never expected this much power to be within him. I can't sense it anymore, Rias whispered. Neither can I, Grafea said. Oh, you want more power? Okay, Naruto grinned. Here you go! He began to float up in the air. He could fly? Issei shouted. No fair. I can't believe he's even more powerful than this, Grafea said. Shinkumi Kurama. Alright. A deep demonic voice yelled. Naruto's chakra cloak expanded, glowing until it resembled a fox. 9 massive tails waved lazily through the air behind it. One of them passed through a chest piece, slicing it like it wasn't even there. The fox had similar 9 markings on his back, black lines radiating outwards from a circle on the avatar's stomach. It stood at the same height as the armor he created before. What do you want to do, Kurama? Let's not destroy the entire dimension. The devil shivered at the thought. Not a single one of them thought that the strange boy was weak. If anything, they felt bad for Riser. He had no possible way to win now. Tell beast it is, Naruto grinned. Prepare yourself, Riser. Excuse me real quick. The fox mouth opened, and a small purple ball appeared, growing in size until it was the same size as the fox's head. It suddenly shrank in size, and the fox ate it. There was complete silence as everyone present waited in anticipation. Tail beast bomb! The fox opened its mouth and an undescribable large ball of chakra shot forwards, directly towards Riser. The screen could only display white as the attack detonated, exploding outwards. The devils could feel the explosion through the screen, even if the fight was taking place in a separate mini-dimension. Finally, the battlefield was restored, and it was a massive crater within it. And Naruto was standing on the floor once again, having turned off 6-path Sage mode. Riser was laying there in the center of the crater, missing both of his arms. However, they were slowly regenerating back. But it was stamina sapping, and he just wasted a lot of it trying to hold back the attack. Hold up real quick. Alright, I'm back. I had to do something real quick. Oh, you're still alive. Or are you still conscious? Give up, Naruto asked, hopping down next to Riser. Never. When I regenerate, what? I'll just do it again. Kurama was getting bored anyway, Naruto said. The screen zoomed in, displaying the two much better. Is she really worth this, man? Is she really worth this, man? You already have 15 girls in your entourage. Do you really need more? This is to preserve the pure devils. Man, I don't give a shit. And she doesn't want it. End of story. Marriage is supposed to be a unison between two people who love each other. This is not a marriage, so let her go. I refuse. I am Riser Phoenix. Riser sat up, his arms almost back. I get what I want. Finally. I didn't want to do this, but whatever. Naruto raised his arm. His Rinnegan shining brighter than ever before. I'm stealing this from Madara. For a few seconds, nothing happened, leading to most people believe that the attack was a bluff. But it only took it only it was only until Rise's eyes widened as he stared up at something high in the sky. Grafea zoomed out, displaying the entire battlefield to the audience. Issei's mouth was open in astonishment. A massive meteorite was falling from the sky, directly towards where Riser and Naruto were standing. It was covered in a purple hue, and the same purple as Naruto's strange eye. Is he a god? Issei gripped his head in pain, along with all the devils who heard him. Rias's eyes shriveled in tears. It was over, and he had done it. He won her freedom. I'm getting tired of this fight, so either you give up, or take this to the face. Naruto snared. For a moment, Riser considered fighting back when Naruto flared his eye, and the meteor became falling even faster. He fell backwards, shivering in fear. I surrender! Good. Naruto deactivated the technique, leaving the meteor suspended in the air. I wasn't sure if I could use that like Madara did. Holy shit, that was terrifying. You better use that power responsibly. I don't want an arrogant Jinchuriki, Kurama shouted. Alright, got it. Naruto looked back down at Riser, who looked like he was about to piss himself. Let me tell you this. If you keep going down this path of arrogance, it won't end well for you. Your name and power doesn't mean shit. You didn't deserve someone like Rias. And unless you change yourself and become a better person, one day you'll wake up alone, because no one wants to be associated with you. Naruto turned around, opening a portal back towards Riser. No, not Riser, towards Lucifer. Like a beast. Just think about that for a while. And Naruto appeared back at the party. He got the feeling like he started to get better at using his eyes. They are absurdly powerful though, Kurama sighed. It's no wonder the Uchiha became so arrogant. Naruto was almost knocked off his feet, but what looked to be a crimson bullet. Using his chakra to lock himself to the ground, he stopped himself in place, glancing downwards. Rias was clenching him like a lifeline, crying until his shoulders. She was mouthing the words. She was moving her mouth, but he couldn't hear anything. Naruto could feel all the eyes on him, but he felt like he was supposed to do something about the crying girl first. Not that he had experience with crying girls, but he felt wrong not to do something. Kurama had taken all of his chakra back, so Naruto was left with just his left arm. But even so, he hugged her. Is it just me, or women in this world have massive breasts? And you say you're not a pervert? It was just a question. Naruto pat Rias on the shoulder, looking around for a certain someone. Well, Naruto won, so I guess the marriage is nullified. Lucifer said, stepping forward. Congratulations, he said, sounding way too cheerfully. Naruto glared at the man. You have something you had to do, Naruto said. It's your fault that your sister was put into this loveless marriage. Apologize, Naruto commanded. Lucifer gulped. Rias had stopped crying, but she was refusing to look at him, which stung. Along with the fact that everyone presented was watching him now, and he was beginning to feel very small. I'm sorry? Not to me, dumbass, Naruto barked. To Rias, your sister, the one that was actually affected by your stupid choices. Riza finally turned towards her. No, Rias finally turned toward her brother. Her eyes were still wet, but she looked into his, trying to display her pain to her brother. And it worked. Lucifer's heart was shattered. He didn't know that he was the one who caused her this pain. That his actions that had resulted in this. However, he couldn't run from the truth because he caused this, and it was his responsibility to fix it. He stared back into his sister's eyes, bearing his soul with hers. I am truly sorry for what I did. I made a decision early in my career when I was still naive, and I didn't do the right thing, and I have regretted it ever since. Could you please forgive me? Lucifer said. There was a silence for a while before finally Rias looked away. She could feel it. Her brother really had regretted his decision, and it wasn't right to leave him to continue to regret it after it was all over. I can forgive you, she said. Naruto stirred a laugh, which it was like watching a puppy getting praised. Lucifer's face lit up, smiling wider than he ever had before. I believe this calls for a celebration, Lucifer shouted. Let us celebrate my sister's freedom and the arrival of the Sage of the Sixth Path. And Naruto, he was feeling a bit overwhelmed. He's been introduced to so many people, and he felt like all their names were beginning to combine in his head. Rias had refused to leave his side, clenching his left arm the entire time, which made it very difficult for him to shake hands. Not to mention that she kept pulling on his arm into her cleavage. Now, Naruto wasn't sure if she was doing this on purpose, but he was pretty sure he caught her smirking once, along with the fact that the tail beasts were being suspiciously quiet, aside from an occasional giggle. He also caught Issei glaring at him, and he could sense the jealousy. Whether it was Kurama's doing or if he gotten the ability from the old man was the question. Finally, Lucifer let him go, saying that teenagers need their time alone. He let Rias lead him over to the group of people who stood on the side. This is my pt3, Rias stated. This is Akano, our queen. Again? What's with the tits? Naruto. I want to know just how powerful you are. Naruto paled. He wasn't sure why, but he felt like Jiraiya told him to avoid these kinds of people. No teasing, Akano, Rias said. But Rias, you can't keep him to yourself. Grr. Rias growled. Moving on, this is Kiba, our knight. It's very nice to meet you, Naruto. And could you tell me how are you so fast? Well, my dad is actually the fastest person in my dimension. He was called the Yellow Flash. Fuck. Surely you are faster than him. Yeah, but I still want to think he was better than me in some ways, Naruto sighed. To keep his memory alive, you know? Oh, Kiba said, realizing what Naruto was saying. Sorry for your loss. It's fine, it's been 17 years, and I know that he loves me, along with Mom. They're happy together in the afterlife now. He promised me that. You met your father? Rias asked. Yeah. There was this really fucked up technique called the Edo Tensei. If you had a human sacrifice and some DNA, you could bring someone back to life. Now, I know you can't actually do this in Naruto, but that's how it's going to be now. So, yeah. It caused a lot of problems during the war, but I can get to speak to him, speak to my father again. You use senjutsu. Naruto heard from below, looking down. He met a young, white-haired girl's eyes. Finally, someone without massive breasts. Yes, is it a problem? Senjutsu is dangerous. Really? Naruto looked around. I don't sense anything wrong with natural energy around here. Natural energy consists of the hatred of nature within it. It can easily corrupt people who are not careful. And this is my rook, Konaka. Wait, you're talking about that tiny ass amount? That's nothing. I came from a world where life was a fight. Nature hated shinobi. Here, this here is a mere child's play, not hatred. Not to mention Kurama is even worse than that. Kurama? Oh, you remember that scary voice you heard that shouted when I turned into a kitsu? Yes, that was him. Naruto flexed his chakra, and the shield appeared on his bare stomach. He actually forgot that he was half naked. Now he knew why all the girls he met were blushing. He's sealed in here, along with the other Biju. What's a Biju? Azia asked. This is one of my bishops, Azia. Okay, Naruto sighed. My world had a tree that contained all the chakra on the planet. Kaguya, or God, ate it and used it to rule over the world. She gave birth to 2 sons, and one of them was the original sage of the 6 paths. He sealed her away and split her chakra into 9-tailed beasts. Those are the Biju. Now then, during my time, this crazy dude named Madara tried to use this jutsu that will seal everyone into a perfect illusion in the name of peace. I'm back. My sister was giving me something. And so all the shinobi united against him. However, I wasn't strong enough and he succeeded. But in doing this, he unsealed Kaguya. The Sage of the 6 Paths gave me and my friends powers, and my friend died during the fight. So he gave me his powers. I sealed Kaguya away, permanently this time. And I sealed all the Biju inside me. However, the technique Madara used killed all the people in my dimension, so I came here. Wow, that's a lot, Rias murmured. That's the really short version. My life was a lot more than that. Naruto raised his severed arm, quickly switching to his other arm. I'll tell you the entire thing when I have time. He rubbed the back of his head. I want to be as strong as you, Issei said, looking up at Naruto. What do I have to do? What do you do to get stronger? I lost to Riser the first time, and I know that there will be stronger people in the future. Issei stared at his lost arm. I have to be stronger so that I can protect this pt3. Alright, I'll tell you. Hard work and determination. That's it. A power boost along the way from a good friend, but never sacrifice parts of yourself. Alright? That's it? Issei asked. That's all there is to it? Well, that and a good teacher. Well, can you teach me? I've never taught before. I'm sure you can find someone better. No, I think you're the best teacher I can get, Issei said. I would also like to be taught by you, Kiba said. I would like to become faster. Could you train us, Naruto? Naruto looked down at Rias, which proved to be a mistake. He could tell that she was a practitioner of the famous, the most powerful Puppy Dog Eyes no Jutsu. Naruto couldn't even consider denying her anymore. Alright, fine. And just like that, you just got here and you already whipped. Shut up, Kurama. Naruto rubbed his eyes. You don't need a comment every time. Actually, I like to thank Kurama as well. Is it possible for us to talk to him? Yeah, let me just switch me with him. Naruto opened his eyes as they watched as his cheek scratches or his whiskers deepened and his hair became more frenzy, giving him a more savage look. He opened his eyes and his normally blue eyes were replaced with slitted red ones. Naruto smiled, revealing his sharpened canines. You called? Even the voice had changed, sounding more guttury. Someone someone wanted to thank me? I did, Rhea said. You fought against you fought against my marriage. I thank you. Rhea watched Kurama's eyes look her up and down. Good choice, Naruto. Shut up. Naruto reappeared, his eyes changing back to blue, and the other furrow features disappeared. Don't make me come in there and beat you all up again. Rhea chuckled, watching Naruto argue with a voice that they couldn't hear. She truly was grateful for what he had done, and she was interested in learning more about him. And the fact that he was a pretty good-looking person just made him even better. Too bad it seemed like Akano had realized that too. Rias would have to make sure that she get Naruto first. It was her personal way of thanking him. And so, that's where I'm going to end it right there. And comment down below. Leave a like. Tell me how you enjoyed it. And so, until next time. Peace.